Welcome to Earthy Goddess Mumma. It is Sunday, the 1st of July. Woohoo! We're in July already. 2018, and I'm here today for your daily energy reading. Sorry, I'm just going to move that a smidgy, get a bit more of the view in there. It's a bit cloudy today, but still beautiful. Okay. My name is Kathy, and if this is the first time you're visiting my channel, welcome, beautiful soul. I'm so grateful you clicked on this live reading today. This is a completely general reading. I'm just feeling into the energies of the day. So I just briefly touch on the astrological aspects that are around sort of a astrological weather forecast, things that could happen, but it's all to do with your own astrological blueprint and the particular transits that are going through your particular houses and your birth chart that make all the difference as well. But, if you've been guided here today, there could be a message here for you. And if this reading resonates with you on some particular level, I would so appreciate if you could press that little red subscribe button or share it or like it, whatever you feel like doing. So today, 1st day of July, wow, we have an eclipse on the 12th or 13th of July, depending on where you are in the world. So right now with all of this energy around, there's a lot of purging going on with that full moon in Capricorn. Cancer's a very deeply watery, sensitive, emotional time, and a lot of us can be really gaining a lot of information from our feelings. We can be awash with emotion, really. But today there is a really powerful, potent energy around today. We have the Aquarius moon squared Jupiter in Scorpio. The Aquarius moon is also opposite Venus in Leo, and Venus in Leo is quincunx with Pluto in Capricorn. And the Aquarius moon is also in conjunction with Mars in Aquarius, and Mars is in retrograde at the moment, so we're not charging forward. I mentioned this, I really got into this a couple of days ago. And also, like I touched on yesterday, Mercury in Venus has a trine with Chiron and Aries, so communicating in a very confident way with the sun in Cancer, those deep feelings can lead to deep awareness and healing and acceptance of those deep core wounds, because Chiron is the wounded healer. But today, this potent day, if we follow our heart today, and our heart and our deep feelings, our intuitive guidance, we may be led to full miraculous changes, huge transformations, and complete expansion of awareness. There may be heightened intuitive psychic abilities around today. It's all about love, heart space, spiritual awakenings. We can gain real clarity today about our path, our life's purpose, our soul's purpose. It is an amazing day to receive a reading for clarity, guidance. What is your path? What is your life purpose? All my details are below, but trust your own inner knowing first. Just sit quietly with yourself today. It's a Sunday. Go sit outside somewhere and tap into that beautiful heart space. Your life can be fully, enormously changed for the better today. And because we've got this Aquarian moon and Mars in Aquarius, we can get a real clarity today on our soul's purpose and path to do with how we can serve. What can I do that I love that can serve humanity from that true loving space? There's the ability today to deal with like a multitude of things, but in a playful, fun, lighthearted way, because we have Venus in Leo, Mercury in Leo. We have all that Aquarian connected community type energy around Yeah, so, you know, the Aquarius moon square Jupiter in Scorpio, that could be, you know, could have been kind of heavy. But those deep feelings can come up with the sun in Cancer. We can, but because it's in an opposition to Venus and Leo, and it's balancing it out beautifully, you know. So we have, like I said, we have the ability to deal with a multitude of things today in a really playful, fun, lighthearted way, and making so much progress through new spiritual awareness and clarity about what you want for your life. We've done so much purging. Like, if you really felt into and really sat with on the full moon and around the full moon in that 48-hour sort of period, and really asked yourselves, go back and watch the full moon reading if you haven't yet watched it for more clarity, because the sun in Cancer was, you know, there's a heavy Saturn and Capricorn aspect to that Capricorn moon as well. And if you really took the time to ask yourself and reflect on those questions, how am I, you know, is my life in balance? How am I out of balance? And instead of masking the feelings that come up with working or any addictive tendencies, because Capricorn is the devil in the tarot, you know, you are able to really get to those deep feelings and emotions and purify yourself, to cleanse yourself. So, and now today, with the energies are around, you have spaciousness to receive, intuitive guidance. Yeah, there's a clearness here with this playful, high vibrational energy, this loving heart space with Leo, Venus in Leo, Mercury in Leo. I'm sorry for all the loud noise. My 3-year-old's down playing soccer with his 2 older boys, so he has to be really loud to be heard sometimes. So I have the OsHo. They sound like they're really close, but they're actually way down near the fig tree. Anyway, I have the OsHo ZeN Tarot here today. We're just going to feel into what other energies are around on this beautiful... Yeah, there's a real peaceful energy around today, I can feel. And sometimes when things, you know, we go through this, it's kind of like, because there's been a lot of purging that's been going on just through readings I've been doing and general energies that are around with that Saturnian energy, making strong... I'm competing with the rest now, making those strong aspects to the full moon. There was a heaviness. There has been a heaviness around, and Cancer is always a time for deep connection with feelings and intuition and purifying our souls so we can be receptive to these this new light and these new awarenesses coming through with the eclipses coming up very soon. So sometimes when it gets so intense, we feel like we can't take anymore, and those dark night of the souls might feel like there's no way out, but there's no light there. But it's interesting when we're in those places, there's that depth of humility and truth that can come through when we feel like we've got nothing more to lose. Sorry. And we can tap into those deepest strengths and love and trust for ourselves. And it's there where we realize just how strong we are as human beings living this physical life. You know, we're the only ones that can pick ourselves up off the floor. And today, you know, if you've been through that, there's a bit of light here today. There's a beautiful lightness with this energy today, a light-hearted, playful energy. And we have the 7 of Pentacles. So you've been called to be patient today, to trust that there has been a lot of work put in, and everything is about, you know, moon cycles and just sitting in absolute faith and trust that everything's always moving and changing. It's like the Wheel of Fortune. You know, things may have been dark, but you know, the light, things are being illuminated and brought to the surface for a reason. And it might feel heavy and you might be judging yourself, but I wrote this quite a while ago, but it really, I grabbed this book before and this just stood out to me. I think I wrote this last year when I was going through sort of a dark period where I was really, a lot of karmic patterns were coming up. And it's really like today when I read it and doing the readings I've been doing lately, and so many people going through a lot of purging and releasing, and you know, a lot of challenges coming up with relating to unconscious patternings and behaviors and maybe projections that you've been putting out on people. This really resonated today. I'll just read it. I move into the highest, most ideal version of myself. Gently, step by step, the shell cracks open, outing the light inside, judgment released, criticism let go. We are each an expression of the divine, the I know. We softly expand and graciously grow. So there's a deep compassion here. There is such a sense of humility when we reach the, you know, when we're at the bottom and we can't see the light, but we need to tap into that everything's perfect, everything in divine right timing. And it's through these adverse times, these times where everything seems really heavy and challenging and emotional, is when we can move beyond delusion, that we can really wake up to ourselves. We access another way of perceiving our lives. We move beyond illusion. We tap into our deep inner knowing, our third eye aspect. That trust and that knowing that everything's okay, that it's all perfect. We don't need to try and control anything. This Mars in retrograde is teaching us to slow down. And maybe that's what we learned with the full moon in Capricorn, is that our lives were out of balance. We were living in illusion. The Neptunian Piscean energy that's around as well, we could have been stuck in illusion, and the full moon in Capricorn with the strong aspects to Saturn really was a big reality check for a lot of people. These karmic lessons have been thrown in, have been thrown, not thrown in our faces, I'm hearing, but have been really heightened for us to move through them, to reflect, to sit with them, to understand that we're here to grow and to learn, to butterfly into ourselves. It's a complete metamorphosis. And that's what happens with these dark nights of the soul. We move from the bodhisattvas into the Buddhas, the caterpillar into the butterfly. Complete metamorphosis. Move from heaviness to lightness. We release and let go. Anything that's no longer serving our lives right now. And Saturn is heavy. Saturn creates challenges for us to really look at our lives and go, what am I creating here? How did I co-create this? Do I want this? Mars is in retrograde for a reason. And at the end of this month, this is July, we have Mercury going into retrograde too. So for most of August, we have Mercury and Mars in retrograde. That is going to be interesting. What else can we do but laugh? Yeah. Things have been heavy, yeah. We need to ask ourselves why we've been suppressing this fire. Why have we allowed things to get so heavy? It's time to move beyond delusion, understand everything in our life is there for us to learn. Why do you feel bound and tied and like the world is on your shoulders? This is Saturn again. Even though Saturn rules Capricorn, which is Earth, to me, as soon as I saw this, I felt Saturn, heaviness, structure, rigid conditions, limitations that we place, structures. And now with, this Aquarian energy, Moon in Aquarius, there's an aspect to it, yeah, Mercury in Leo is squaring Uranus in Taurus as well. It's around. Things that have kept us tied and bound and limited can be... I'm hearing exploded, and that doesn't make sense. Can be ripped apart. It's a little bit violent, but that's what I'm hearing. Can be broken down, restructured. Drop some of those ones. I mean, this was the full moon energy. Am I in balance? Is my life balanced? There's no balance here. This is the weight of the world on your shoulders, your actual passion and heart's desires being suppressed under the weight of responsibilities. But it's the end of a cycle. Yeah. This is the Four of Swords. It's allowing this earthquake, this volcano to happen. Throw it all off. Throw off the shackles. Allow your heart to break right open. Allow that emotion to flow up to the surface. Allow your heart to soften, to allow whatever needs to come up that's been deeply suppressed. I'm hearing wounds of the past. I'm hearing there's a reason why you feel like you need to be a slave to the system, a workaholic. What are you running from? What are you hiding from? It's time to go inward. This is like the minor arcana card, like the Hermit, yeah. It's like really going inward to heal some deep wounds, some wounds to your heart. Maybe wounds that you've been suppressing for a really long time. Cancer's here to allow us to wash ourselves, to get to our soft, juicy center, our inner richness and beauty. And we've got to go through the pain, like we've got to allow that pain to come to the surface. That is our beauty, really, when we heal that pain. Same postponement, and the postponement is the Mars in retrograde, yeah. It is that slowing down, going within. And today is perfect. Am I on the right path? Accessing that watery, intuitive, Sun in Cancer, sensitivity, that guidance that is there for us. maybe through a reading, maybe this, because this is a healing card. In the standard deck, it's all about going inward to heal, getting back to the truth of why you're feeling hurt, why you feel like you need to, why there's grey clouds around. There's colour outside, you know, you can get back to that light like I was reading before. You know, it's that reflection of the fact that nothing happens in our life without us having invited it. And this is hard for us to sit with, because a lot of the time we're inviting things and creating things on a very unconscious level. And this is what needs to be healed. None of us really want to be living in a really suppressed, overburdened, bound and tied existence. I think most of us would rather living beyond delusion and trusting in the process, being centered, peaceful, grounded regardless of what's going on, knowing when to take action, gentle guided action, sitting with spacious receptivity, calm curiosity, allowing, trusting in your own inner knowing, expanding into the beautiful, most gorgeous, expansive version of yourself. And you can only get there by acknowledging that we've all been here at some stage in our life. But there's a time where we need to drop some of these burdens, drop some of these wands, go inward. The world continues on. It's an interesting thing. If you've ever been sick for a long period of time, or you've had a near-death experience, or, you know, I've felt this so many times when people really close to me die, and it feels like you're in an alternate reality, a different dimension, because everything feels and you perceive things so differently, but you look around you and you observe everyone else and everyone's just living their life. It's like, don't you know? Don't you know I'm in deep pain? Don't you know what's just happened? That there is a real healing in that. To understand, to get to that deep knowing that the world's going to continue on beautifully and perfectly without us when we're gone, you know, that we're special. Each of us is uniquely special in our own gorgeous expression of the divine, but we're also just a drop of water in a vast, vast ocean. We merge back with that ocean when we transition, and the world will continue on. It's a beautiful humility and humbleness that comes with that knowing that the world continues on despite our pain. That we all have something unique to gift the world, coming through our pain way too, because our learned experiencing of that enables us to hold space with compassion, non-judgment, and unconditional love for others going through a similar experience. This guy. It's joy here. Balance. He's deeply spiritual. I love this about OsHo. His take on the King of Pentacles. So generous, steadfast, stable, secure, abundant. Yeah, he enjoys the pleasures of life. but he's not attached to it. He's a whole spiritual being having this physical experience, and he's mastered himself in the sense that he knows he's the co-creator in his own life. He knows we're here to enjoy this physical existence and to grow and expand into the most greatest version of ourselves. And in doing so, we're in a better position to serve others. You can never get poor enough to help the poor or sick enough to help the sick. It's only when we move through those experiences and heal ourselves, lead by example through our own integrity and wisdom, that we're in a better position to teach what we've learned. Doesn't matter if he loses all his abundance. He knows he's the magic. He knows he has that deep inner richness. That's why he's so joyous. Attachment only causes suffering. Clinging and grasping only causes suffering. That's why he's so generous. He's an open channel. I think that's enough. Really clear messages today. I have this most beautiful deck by my friend Chrissy. Got it for my birthday, The Power of Flowers. She owns the most gorgeous crystal bookstore, gift store in Nimba, New South Wales, called Perceptio. Check it out. If you ever come to our gorgeous little village in northern New South Wales, Australia. We have Angelica. I pulled that in my herbal deck for Instagram the other day. Check out my Instagram account if you aren't following me there. The details are below. Angelica. Can you sit there? A little bit breezy. Alright. Let's read. It's not in alphabetical order, is it? Give me a second. Here we are. I'm just going to read what it says about the flower essence, the archetype, and the healing. Flower essence. Excuse me, I just need a drink. The essence of Angelica, derived from this most heavenly and rooted of plants, helps one to establish a firm connection between the refined, subtle realm of angelic light surrounding us and the tangible material world which grounds and anchors us to the earth. It is these energies. This is the angelic realm, beyond delusion, the third eye. Oops, bit of a breeze. I'm going to anchor you in between there, beautiful card. Hopefully you will stay there. There. Okay, let's see. Once such a link is made, we are given the inner strength and stamina necessary for pursuing our life's destiny. And this is the astrological energies that are around today as well. The archangels Michael, Gabriel, Uriel, and Raphael each offer themselves an unconditional service to humanity. This is the Aquarian energy around. These leaders of the angelic realm have dedicated themselves to the ultimate good of the whole, making whatever sacrifices are necessary in the interest of sanctifying human existence. Surrounded by beautiful auras of heavenly light, the archangels assist in the anchoring of humanity's soul body to the earth plane, so that we may learn the path of service dedication, and sacrifice. Excuse me. Healing. So perfect. Thank you. Remember this, you would not have been given an earthly body if you were not meant to anchor yourself, if you were not meant to anchor that which is perfect, infinite, and eternal in material form. Each incarnation in the human realm is a privilege. Without a doubt, as you read these words, you are especially close to the angelic world. Which angel is near you now? Michael, angel of truth. Uriel, angel of visions. Gabriel, angel of love. Or Raphael, angel of healing. The archangels offer you a shimmering umbrella, grounding the forces of light in your human experience. Yep, I feel their energy often, and especially right now. Angelic blossom of light and mirth, anchor my soul into the roots of the earth. Your luminous glory, your halo of gold, help me deepen this destiny I hold. Today there is a potent window of opportunity to really tap into your soul's path, access a higher level of consciousness, intuitive guidance, psychic awareness. But first you need to be open and receptive to it, yeah, so take some time today. Cast off those burdens, go inward, do some healing, some reflections, sit on the earth. Understand that you have the ability to transform from the caterpillar to the butterfly and see beyond delusion. You are this amazing spiritual being having this physical experience. You deserve everything amazing. You are worthy. You're enough. Feel into your own inner beauty and richness today. Have an amazing Sunday. I shall see you tomorrow. Big love, deep blessings. Bye, beautiful souls.